When I was in college, Jeff Foxworthy used to make fun of people who have their name on their shirts. Well, hey Jeff, ain't making fun of me today here, so definitely represented today and had a good time. So, whoo! Hey, what's going on? And congratulations to everyone who finished the 2023 Escape the Cape Triathlon. So this video is for you. I want to hear your feedback on what went well and what can the race organizer do better for next year. And also anybody, if you're listening in 2024, maybe you want to listen to this video so you can know mentally what to prepare for heading into the race. All right, here we go. Let's get started. All right, I've done this race at least 6 times now. I will be back next year, so absolutely love this race. But let's get some feedback from someone else. I'm going to go ahead and roll some video of somebody who I interviewed at the end of the race. So here we go. What's going on, everybody? I'm here with Michael Detling. He is from Maine. He saw me last night, gave me extra confidence, and said I was going to win the race. So appreciate that boost of confidence, Michael. But go ahead, tell me how did your race go today?
My race went well. The swim, it was choppy out there. There were large swells. I did the swim in 23 minutes. The bike was fast. I enjoyed the bike, and then the run, of course, with the sand, I slowed up. But I'm happy with my race.
It was Olympic, right?
I did the Olympic race. Yeah, the Olympic distance race. So it's a mile swim, 23-mile bike, and a 5-mile run.
How many times have you done this race before?
This is my 4th time doing this race.
And will you come back next year?
I sure will.
All right, cool. Hey,
thank you, Darryl. Congratulations on your win.
Yep, thank you. All right, before we get into the swim, I did have a VIP pass. I will purchase it again next year and recommend it to anyone out there. I liked it because I wanted that parking space right next to the event, and I didn't want to have to walk 2 miles to get to my car. So absolutely love that. There was some things you could improve upon, and I'll include that as I do the rest of the video here. All right, moving on to the swim. So I was actually the 14th fastest swimmer out there, so I had a pretty good swim time. Some improvements that the race organizers could make. I'm going to screen mirror my screen and put it up here and show you. I think the map was off a little bit, and that created confusion. So I was a sprint, so I jumped after the Olympic, and whenever I get onto the boat, I don't want to create anxiety. I go upstairs and I sleep in one of the chairs because it takes hour and 45 minutes until the sprint goes. So I'm up there sleeping, and I hear the organizer say, "Oh, stop the boat! Everybody is swimming wrong. We got to change this, and hey, you got to swim this way." Well, hey, I think it's because of the description in the race, the athlete guide. So let me show you that here real quick. All right, take a look at this. So it has a depiction that the boat is jumping off at where the buoy line was. That was not where we jumped off. We jumped off out in here, and the race director was telling you to swim this way in hopes that the current pushed you down here. So next year, I suggest if we're still being dropped out off here, you need to, again, depict that. You have the boat's in the wrong spot here. So people were actually swimming this way because they were looking at this map thinking they were swimming parallel, but again, that's not the case there. All right, additionally, the buoys were not set up correctly. So I had this map in mind. There was a double red buoy sitting out here. So according to this map, you're supposed to stay to this side of the buoy, meaning you'd swim out here and come in and swim in. So this map did not depict how the actual buoys were out there. So again, after the race got started, the race organizer was just saying, hey, everybody shoot to the finish line. But again, the buoys were in the wrong spot. There was actually a buoy out here, but that didn't mean you could go around this way. It mean you were supposed to stay to this side of it. So need to do a better job with the map description here. So everybody comment down below, what can the race organizer do different I don't know, maybe you put buoys this way too and buoys this way. Have everybody make sure they stay inside the buoys. Another option I came up, people who are not comfortable jumping off the boat, maybe we add an additional start line up here. So you'd walk up, and if there's a starting mat here, you could just walk out and then swim out 100 yards and then swim back down, as opposed to jumping off the boat, because not everybody is comfortable with jumping off the boat. So if again, if a race organizer, if you have the equipment, an extra starting mat, maybe that's a good idea there for you. And that helps alleviate that you don't have so many people on the boat and we're out on the boat so long. Something to think of. All right, 2 more items real quick on the swim and we'll move on. So can we add some more porta-johns on the boat? Just something that, to think of. And also, hey, there was an unfortunate situation where the the boat ended up dragging down along, and the last couple Olympic people, maybe there's 40 of them, they ended up going with the sprint, and then so they were told that, hey, they would be able to still do the Olympic and no penalty, and then we get to the start of the awards and they said that they were going to be disqualified. I don't know what ended up happening because I left after the sprint awards, but what I would have done is just, hey, take the average time from the sprint, average top 10 swims from the sprint and the Olympic, and figure out what that average time was, and just add a penalty time on to those Olympic people, so that way they're still able to qualify for the awards. So that's how I would have done it. I don't know what you ended up doing. All right, let's talk about transition real quick. I'd say this is you've definitely got to change this for next year. So the transition area was so tight that you could not fit. People were going out and I was coming in, there was not enough room for 2 side by side to get in here. I actually had to jump up on top of this grass and keep on hopping over to get to my bike rack there. So need to do something. There was a whole bunch of extra space over here that wasn't being utilized, so need to set up the transition a little bit better. Another thing I don't think is fair, but I don't have an answer, is this one way in, one way out, not being able to pass. So I ride my bike 23 mile an hour, and there's people out there with mountain bikes riding 12 mile an hour. That's a huge time distance to get, I don't know, half a mile or something out there. So got to figure something out. I was thinking, can figure out how to take out an additional lane coming in from the entrance. I don't know. So maybe anybody had some comments on what we could do better trying to get bikes in and out of that bike path. Realizing, hey, there's 2,000 athletes out there. It's pretty congested. And what are you going to do? But looking for ideas from anybody. All right, one more item on transition. So I had the VIP pass, and it was not a benefit to have the VIP pass. So I was racked over here. So you come in, it is good coming in out of swim, but you actually have to go the whole way out here and come back in here if you had the VIP bike rest. So it's actually, people were faster. You could have a faster transition time if you had a bike rack in the middle, because you're going less distance. You would come in here and just go out this way. So for the VIP pass, you got to put it at the end somewhere. So it was actually a disadvantage where the VIP pass was. So you got to change that. If you're paying extra money for the VIP pass, you got to give them rack in a different spot. All right, let's move on to the bike. I had the fastest bike split of the day out of anybody in the sprint triathlon. Hey, there's nothing the race organizer could do about it, that unless they're going to pay the municipality to pave the road. It is a little bit of bumpy there because there's so many bikes out there. You got to go slow and almost come to as you go around each turn, you got to go pretty slow in order to stay safe. So nothing you can do there. Anybody out there want to comment on what could we do different on the bike? The last year, I remember it was 3 deep because the sprint triathlon goes after the Olympic. Again, I want to lobby. I think the sprint should go first and then the Olympic. The reason why it wasn't so congested this year is because the race organizer stopped the boat, or people from jumping off the boat a couple times, and that helped disperse the people out. All right, moving on to the run. So, hey, race organizers, you had the map wrong again here, so I wasn't anticipating this. So the sprint, or actually everybody, you actually came out and went out in the sand and then went up and came back in. That's not depicted on the map here. So I was actually mentally, I don't know, frustrated or just a shock that I wasn't anticipating. Normally, I like to start out slow, 6:30 pace for a first half mile, and then I was feeling good, gonna drop it down to 6 flat pace, and immediately had to get out to the sand, and it takes all you could do to keep going in the sand. So, hey, it is what it is. I just think you should have the proper map so people could prepare. I spoke to some people. Some people don't like the sand. Hey, I know we want to try to make this event different, sort of make it like Escape from Alcatraz triathlon. So I'm okay leaving some runs in the sand. But hey, I think it's over a mile in the sand this year, so it gets more and more running in the sand each year. So it's more difficult. And next year, hey, I'm wearing a different pair of shoes. I don't know, soccer spikes or something. So definitely gotta, since there's so much running in the sand, I gotta do something different for next year. So comment down below. Do you like the sand, running in the sand, or would you prefer to keep it running on the pavement? Alrighty, moving on to the awards. Great job, Delmo and Escape the Cape folks. These awards are pretty sweet. Nothing but positive feedback from everybody on them. Couple things for feedback. I had the VIP pass. My wife had a band. The people would not allow my wife in line to get the food at the end of the race. Now, surely not all that food. Some of it probably got thrown away. What's the big deal about allowing one extra person, especially if she had a VIP badge on her hand, to get in the food line? So maybe it was just a matter of the race director did not communicate to the people at the entrance line. Got volunteers out there. I don't know, but if you get a VIP pass, you should be able to get the breakfast. All right, some more feedback. Hey, we didn't buy. We wanted to buy extra drinks and food there. The line was too long into the beer line and the food line and the drink line of the vendors you have there. So definitely need more vendors out there to move that line along faster. Also, the food. Okay, I mean it was breakfast again. I'd probably, and hey, whatever's most cost effective. I know we've got to make a profit here. Hey, maybe I'd probably go to pizza. I don't know. Everybody else comment down below if you would if you enjoyed the breakfast, or if you would prefer some type of other food through the tent. All right, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, please comment down below. Let's get a lot of traction. Hit the like button. Get some comments out there so we have enough power to influence the race organizers. Again, hey, while we nitpicked on a couple things, this event is awesome. So let's just pretend, hey, we just won the Super Bowl and we want to win it again. So we want to be like Bill Belichick. He's constantly studying how to win the next Super Bowl. If you end up celebrating too much, and that's how you don't win the Super Bowl the next year. So, all right, hope you enjoyed the video. I got some more videos coming here. I'm going to do like a race vacation video like I did in the past 2 years. And I got some other footage of some athletes and such from the race as well. So, all right, stay tuned. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to get those extra videos coming soon. All right, have a good one.